Here's the next day. No, several days later. We have painted the block. The block is silver. We did a little stripping. We did some prepping, degreasing and such. Cleaned some of the hard casting marks. She's taped off and now has a nice fresh coat of POR 15 high temp paint. And we're going to add some purple anodized metal cast on top of that and see how that looks. Still waiting for some stuff to come back in order to finish the assembly, and the oil pan and the front cover as well I have to kind of prep. We're going to get in here, start painting, put a couple coats on before the end of the day, and just keep motoring. The purple didn't quite work out. I didn't really like the look of it. Stuff's really good, nice color. However, it is insanely thin, super thin. So did like 5 coats. Probably a little too wet, the first couple ones. But I then raided Emily's tickle trunk at the back. She does a lot of like resin stuff, and she has like an insane amount of sprinkles, sparkles, doodads, whatever, like all kinds of weird stuff. So I said, let me take some sparkles, because Brandon didn't let me have the sparkles last time. I wanted to put them all over the paint, and he said no. I mean, and we see how that turned out. Very nice. So here you see, if I see if this shows up on the camera, but it is like, holy, look at the floor. It's all covered everywhere. But yeah, this should be pretty nice. I mean, I'm gonna have to put some clear on it. I missed a little couple spots there, but it's covering up a lot of the stuff I didn't like, which is great. And hopefully it lasts. Now I gotta clear it, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, should be cool. A lot of this stuff is taped, obviously, because that's where the water pump goes and whatnot. Maybe a little bit too much down in there. I mean, you can't have too many sparkles, right? Throw some of that up in there. Anyway, when I peel all this tape off, it should look really nice. This cover, again, I'm changing, right? So that'll be fresh. Probably do that silver, maybe some sparkles on that. And the back too, I do have a new cover. This one seems okay, but I did get paint all over it, so I might change that. I do have another one. But yeah, it worked out very well. I did put rubber plugs everywhere. I don't know if you saw them in one of the clips. So you can see down there, it's nice and safe. So we don't want sparkles in there. Everything is all taped up. The valve covers are tight. And this side as well. Just unbelievable. So sparkly. Now, most of it will be covered, and that's fine. But I think it looks great. I think it's going to be just fine. So, I think next we're going to let this dry overnight. I'm going to get some clear coat, clear it, let that dry, peel the tape off, and it should be fine. At that point, we will start putting some pieces on, and then we will put the engine over there, and we'll start prepping this engine bay. Underneath this mess, we will take this apart, because we did get a new package, which I will show you in the next video. So, let's get started. We'll start doing some stuff. Should fit with the new pan. Let's see. So, the first issue, this pickup tube won't fit over this stud here. I don't know if these are, because these are probably ARPs. Not going to fit, so I'll have to make this hole just a little bigger. That should fit in there. Whoop. no problem. And Nick from Turbo Parts Canada was nice enough to hook me up with a nice AN drain line, as you can see here. Nice new AN drain line. So that will allow the turbo to drain. You can see down in there, there's some slag, looks like from the drill. So they drilled it out and then didn't clean up the burrs. One other spot inside these holes, a little bit of burrs in there. So that's a very important spot. That's where the oil goes and gets pulled from through the filter. So we want to make sure that's clean. So I'm going to take in a Dremel and a little piece of sandpaper. We'll go through, we'll clean that out, and we'll also clean the slag off of the inside of this pan. Other than that though, it's nice, really nice pan. This one was actually purchased on Amazon, believe it or not, and it was pretty reasonable actually. But for a shorter LS pan, it's pretty nice. All right, buyer beware. Look at that chunk. Holy. So, it's all cleaned up now. It really didn't take that long to clean up. I did do a little bit of a kind of ramp here for the oil. And cleaned up a couple burrs here and there. And then down in here, much better. It looks a little rough, but get all the hard spots off. And yeah. It's good. Now I just got to wash it out, make sure there's nothing in it. And I noticed that these guys used like a Healy coil on this pan here. So they tapped it, I guess, and it didn't quite work out, and they added another one. I don't really know, but I guess it's nice that it's steel threads, but odd. Down in here too, very nice. It's all cleaned out. I'm not going to really try hard to show you that, but at the same time, it's much better. Cleaned out both ends. Again, a little bit of washing to do. So yeah, really not all that bad. It's just, you know, unfortunately, there's a bit of schmutz on the bottom of it, which could have obviously been catastrophic. Like that is a huge piece. It almost fits right in my nose. Okay, that's exciting. That's done. Now I got to give it a wash. Get the stuff out of it. I'm going to coat it with some WD, I think, a little bit and get it lubed up. Then we're moving on to the timing cover. I got to give it a quick spritz. I did get a new one. And also I'm going to replace the rear main as well. I got a GM version. So I'd like to put some RTV in every corner. Just make sure it's perfect. With this oil pan, we want to try and stop as many leaks as possible. My good friend Robbie has told me oil leaks on LSs are inevitable, and I'm here to prove him wrong. Which he's always right. I'm not really sure why I'm trying, but we are going to try to mitigate as many oil leaks as possible. We have a friend of ours who is really good with RTV. I might give him a call and see if he's available to come and put some on.
We've driven, I don't know. We've been driving since 8:30 in the morning. It's currently 1:30 in the afternoon, and yet we're only an hour and a half from our house. I'm not quite sure what happened, but Jay went in this door here. Can I zoom? Nope, that's not how you zoom. How about now? He went in, oh, that's as much zoom as I get. He went in this door to get something for the new engine. And our previous stop was to sell the old engine. So we're really making progress today on a Sunday in February. It is Groundhog Day. They are all undecided. Well, not decided. They've decided they just can't have a consensus. I learned today that there is a lobster who also will predict whether or not we're getting 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring. The lobster, Lucy the lobster, said 6 more weeks of winter. I think the one we'll listen to is Puxatawny. No, not Puxatawny. Wyerton Willie said early spring. So we're gonna go with his answer, even though the majority of predictors said 6 more weeks of winter, which is what we're looking at right now, where it's minus 22 degrees out, and I'm sitting here with this window open, waiting for something to happen, and nothing is happening. He didn't take a phone, so I guess like 10 more minutes, and I assume he's been kidnapped, or like I have his phones, the keys for the truck is running. So like I'll be okay, but I may have to prepare for a rescue mission. But for now, I'm just gonna close the window because it's, as I mentioned, it's cold. There he is. Excuse me, sir. Is it cold enough for you?
Pardon?
Is it cold enough for you?
Oh, thank you so much.
It's in a box and everything.
Hell yeah. Brand new and never been even put on the car.
Wow.
Wow. Very French?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
The only thing I don't have is the bolts to put them on. I think I have the bolts, but came with all that, the bolt for everything else, and the rubber. He said I'm gonna need that. Do you not use it? There's 8 in there. Brand new GM LS3. That's what he said. It's a 68 Corvette.
Oh.
That he put an LS in, and he has to sell it because he can't afford this place. But yeah, stock engine is sold, gone. The Crossfire will live on in another car, a Volkswagen Beetle, actually. So that's fun. Big thank you to Stefan for taking it.
This way, this way, this way.
Nope.
No?
I'm going the way I want to go.
Oh.
See? What do you mean?
I wasn't wrong.
It's your fault while we sat there for 20 minutes and waited for the guy.
Can you hear me smiling behind the camera?
Or I can hear the steam coming out of your ears because you had to wait there. You're like, he told you to call. I'm like, oh yeah, he did. And I called. What do you know? Hello.
He's been there longer than we have.
We're there. I'm like, oh, dang. So yeah, we drove to Montreal, past Montreal, to drop off the engine. We offered a delivery service with our sale, and the customer has taken us up on it. I think maybe we should start buying, refurbishing parts and selling them. What do you think?
How much of this would I have to do?
What do you mean, how much of this would I have to do?
Like, do I have to do the refurbishing?
Well, you'd have to come with me on the road trip.
That I can do.
And maybe pay for lunch on the way.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. It's win-win.
Yeah.
Win-win. And now...
Gagne!
Winner! Gagno!
Oh, right, yeah.
So now we're heading back home. I need to pick up some paint. I'm going to paint these valve covers. I don't know what color. But for some reason, GM sold them as like raw aluminum. And every one of them that I've seen is just deteriorated, like, you know, put some paint on it. I don't know why. But anyway, he bought some aftermarket ones right away. He bought a brand new LS3 engine in 2019. You meet all kinds. You have all kinds of stories and stuff. You know, these people that you meet. It's great. This car community has been just absolutely fantastic. You know, people are so friendly and kind when you share the same passions. You know, especially if they have a Corvette too. Oh yeah, they get all like super excited. Oh yeah, I'm like yes. Well, I mean the French people do. The French people really like the Corvette.
Yeah.
But yes, now we're headed for brunch and out to shop. Emily needs a new pillow. Oh man,
The speed bumps
the
are...
speed bumps are brutal here. Look at that blue windshield. That's fun. Head for brunch. Then we're going shopping to get a pillow and some paint. And then yeah, we'll be back at the shop and getting some stuff done. We're gonna continue to assemble the engine a little bit.
Whoa!
Jesus. So that's so weird.
They put one on a corner?
Yeah,
Alright.
that's kind of cool. I want to prep the firewall and then kind of see where it's going to sit, because I know it gets pretty tight in there. A friend of mine, Will, who I've been picking his brain and living vicariously through his LS swapped Corvette, which is very nice. His engine bay looks jammed, like it is so jammed with stuff. Now, the advantage I have is I don't have any fender wells, and I have taken out the heater box and heater core and AC and all that's all gone. So all of that is gone. Also, the battery's inside, as you may know. So they have lots of room for activities, and I think we'll be fine for space, but it's more the firewall. I want to make sure it's nice and clean, because with the new wiring harness, we can decide where it goes. We don't have to play by the rules. We can do whatever we want. So if I cover it up nice with a nice panel or something, we can poke a hole anywhere we want and put the wire through, but I just want to make sure, you know, it needs to be clean and stuff before we put the engine in as a final. So, and then the transmission's going to go on and all that other stuff. That's it. We are back outside. We are back from our trip. We have had a fun day going to get some engine parts. Let me show you what I got. Also, we have a cool glowing banana now. We've decided to start adding some shop art, and I think you'll enjoy it as we go. Maybe we'll do some trivia and see if you can notice what we got. But some inspirational quotes, some really fun stuff's coming. Okay, so it is snowing, as you can see, or has snowed. And I don't have water out here in the shop. I usually have to run the hose out here. So what I'm gonna do is bring some parts inside and wash them in the sink. And hopefully Emily doesn't notice. I know before I was saying I was looking for some valve covers. Well, here I have rescued the old coil packs from the 5.3. These came off the Tahoe from the first engine, and as you can see, they are in quite bad shape. Now, the only thing that the Haltech system doesn't come with, which I'll show you in a bit, or in the next one probably, is that they don't come with the coil plugs. So luckily I was able to save these, and I found them in the box down below. So what I'm going to do is probe these, make sure they're good. They are kind of dried up and probably heat soaked a few hundred times. Obviously this is still 20-year-old plugs, but to buy this harness is insanely expensive, like over $100 for 4 plugs. And I think that's like each. So this all works. These all plug into the new ones as well, the new coils. I do see that these are a different style with the heatsink on the back. We're not going to use those. So I have some new ones. They're from an Escalade. They were recommended by a forum, so we're going with that route. Just quickly, here's the Haltech bag, Haltech banner, all this fun stuff from our new show sponsor, Haltech. And we're going to start putting up some artwork on the wall somewhere up there. Maybe we'll rejig some of that, put that over here. We'll do some nice fun stuff over there. There we go. We are back from the kitchen sink. It's gonna fall over here. I sanded and sanded a lot, and wire brushed and sanded some more. Same with all of it, and washed with Dawn Just Soap. Now we're gonna put some primer, high heat primer, high heat paint, high heat clear. We may add some more sparkles. Not sure, but we're gonna get that primer on now. I believe that's the last coat of clear. We might put one more, but maybe not. It's coming out pretty nice. It is still settling and kind of, you need to sand more. I really feel for the custom painters, you included, Brandon. And the reason why we also didn't put this much sparkle on the car was we would have been here coating and sanding probably 10 times. I got about 6 to 8 coats of clear on there, some thicker than others. The rattle can stuff is, it's as good as it is. Maybe good enough for a valve cover. We'll see. We'll see when it dries. Shiny is good, but sparkly is even better. So now I will move this out of the way. We're going to get into this bay, get some of this wiring out of the way, maybe clean that up a little bit. And from what I've seen, this foot pedal box sometimes needs to be shaved. We're going to see how this engine fits in here. It might be a little tight, and some of the stuff might have to move, like the brake lines. I may have to make some new ones. I'm not quite sure yet. I want to get as much clearance as possible, and we might have to modify this bar. We'll see how we're going to mount the turbo and stuff like that, but got to get a little spritz on some of this stuff I've cleaned up. Some of the paint's peeled off. we're going to clean up these mounts and get the engine in soon for a test fit. So all this stuff might change. There's a couple things, but we're going to get onto the wiring, jump inside, start ripping the dash apart, and make a nice pile of wires so we can get rid of them. And then yes, it is the next day. I'd say probably we're day 9 on these stupid pieces. Yeah, note to self, just splurge and buy good paint to begin with. I was using a engine enamel from Duplicolor. It says it's good for high heat, etc. Also, metal cast or engine metallic from VHT. So I used the high heat primer, the VHT, and then the Duplicolor clear. And the issue was every time it would dry, it would start to, like, I get a nice smooth finish, and then I come out the next day whenever it was really super cured so I could sand it. It was kind of gummy, smooth, but it had like, I don't know, it would sink right into the flake. So anyway, got fed up. I started sanding some more, got 220, 400, 600, got it nice and smooth. Then I used some Spray Max 2K clear, which is, there's an activator in the bottom. Shake it up. It's only good for 48 hours, and you spray it. So it's very toxic, just like professional spray paint, as far as I understand. And then, yeah, you get a nice finish like this. Just shiny. Oh, and it smells good, like paint. So we'll peel this off. I think that's going to be... Man, I can't believe the finish on that's amazing. Jeez, that's nice. Okay. Now we can finally button this up. So I'm going to take these, flip the engine back over. I got the oil pan. I'm going to have to clean some surfaces. We'll get on that. We'll put these covers on. I do have a tool for that, which we will try and use together to center the timing cover as well as the rear cover. I still want to see if I can figure out what camshaft's in this thing, so we can prepare for that at another date. But I do have new hardware, some nice stainless hardware from China, so it shouldn't rust. And we'll go ahead and start slapping this together. Alrighty folks, so we have prepped these pieces now. We've taken out the old crank seal. Now this is all dried up and kind of, you put it in place and it stays. This is a Dorman cover. As you know, we had a Gen 4 cover on there, which didn't quite work out all that well. It needed to be changed. Oh, and this paint isn't actually 100% dry, so I have to be very careful. There is a fingerprint in there, which maybe will smooth out later. Oh, there it goes. Just gotta rub it with your finger a little bit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I had it on the rag, and well, it kind of made it a little bit dull here. Anyway, we can fix that later. No big deal. So I do have a GM gasket here, or seal, which we will pull out of the package. And are we going to put it in right now? No, we are not. We are going to use this tool to line up this with the crank. And then this tool to line up to the oil pan. So you can pick these up on Amazon. Seem to be pretty good. I did try this on the crank. It does fit nice. And then we can turn it around and set the seal in there. So our friend Robbie is determined to find oil leaks on this engine, and I am determined to show him that there isn't any. But anyways, we'll see. So I do have to get this on now. We're going to put the gasket on. We might put a little bit of RTV on there just to hold it in place, seal up some stuff, put around some RTV on the corners. I do have to clean up this surface on the back side. There was paint on it, and we will get to that when we get to that point. But at this point, I will also change the rear cover most likely because I do have a new one of those, and I do have a new GM seal. So hopefully that will work out well. And then this is the tool to line that up on the back as well. So we should be good. We're going to put some hardware on it, on the timing cover. And we'll get some of this nice stainless stuff on there and set it in place. Holy crow. Well, it almost has a pan. I gotta tighten this down. The back cover's on. Front cover's on. I got some ICT goodies on the side here for the engine mounts. I put in some plugs where there was missing some plugs here for the oil, and I think that's an oil one over there. And there was another one missing over there. So that's all good. We changed the barbell with a nice aluminum smooth guy. We've got, this is the ICT knock sensor relocation kit. So this fits here nice. As you can see, whoop, there we go. Fits nice in here. We've got the drain for the turbo right there. I can't see what I'm doing. And this is where the other one goes right here, but I'm gonna have to clearance this pan. It looks like a little bit, as it doesn't quite line up. It's just off a little bit, so I'll be able to squeeze that. And then I found here there's a hole that doesn't have a hole. Very odd, very odd. But apparently this is normal. So the old pan didn't have a bolt here either. So yeah, there's a hole without a hole. or something. It's quite the run to not have anything in the middle here. I don't know really what to do about that, but as far as I understand, it's normal. So we're gonna maybe put some RTV in here. I don't know. Robbie might win. We're gonna see. Anyways, seems okay. So that's about it. So yeah, put some RTV in the corners, get it all going, clearance the pan just a hair, and yeah, we'll slap this on and we'll be able to give this thing a spin and start putting the front seal and a bunch of other things like that. And now we're going to put this in. This is another ICT item. This is to supply oil to the turbo. So this goes here where the block-off plate goes. And that goes there with these nice countersunk bolts to go with these nice, oh, I got to make it the same way so the words go. There's a rubber O-ring in there. This is all plugged in. I added some plugs. Okay, all right, well, we have got it assembled now. Finally, all pans on. ICT billet stuff everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Not sponsoring us, by the way, but if they want to, they do have a few more things I could use. But beautiful billet stuff. We've got the motor mounts, the relocate kit for the knock sensors, because we did put the pan that they offer on top. Again, later on, now that we've got this intake, you're not even going to see it. But the plan was to put a high-rise intake on it. We could also do that at another time, but for now, this one will be just fine. So the intake, I think, is next. We're going to paint that, maybe keep it black, I'm not really sure. But I think we're done with the sparkles for a little while. It was fun, and it looks great now, but I am never going to finish if I have to keep painting everything with sparkles. So, all pans on. The harmonics on for now. I still have to put the main in there, the main seal. And we'll get that on, and then we can stick it in the car and see how it fits. See, we used coil mounts here. Got these from a friend of mine. They're another billet aluminum piece. I think we might keep them silver. The intake will keep, I think, black. And then we've got the green fuel rails, some CPI fuel injectors, which we'll get into maybe soon once we get to put those in. And yeah, ICT billet everywhere. They have all kinds of stuff if you're looking to swap your LS. I know this is like old news by now, but I was pretty impressed. Everything just kind of goes together and really fits in nice. Crank sensors in, cam sensors in. Everything's all torqued. Everything's ready to go. And yeah, we're gonna, I guess, get on to test fitting in the car. And we got to get started on that transmission soon and mate that up to the back of this as well. So it's going to be a bit of a job to get it up there underneath the car, laying on my back, but we'll figure it out. So we'll see you on the next one. We're going to jump into the engine bay next, and we'll start cleaning that up a little more and get prepared for the new engine management system, which should be arriving at the end of this week. So we will have the rest of the stuff we need. We can start running some wiring. We can start connecting this. If it's in there, it should be permanent. I don't think I'll have to pull the engine back out once it's been put in. So we're going to do a lot of prep beforehand and make sure that all goes in. But I do have to do some research. There is a lot of holes here for this mount, and I don't know where the stock one goes. So for it to fit nice, we'll have to see. We can do a little trial and error too, because it'll be up on the chain block. So that's very exciting. We'll get that in there next, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Links are in the description for all the vendors I'm using, all my new partners. And in the next video, I believe as well, we're announcing 2 more sponsors, which we're very excited about as well. So thank you to them. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.